Alrighty, we'll get started in a minute. Does anyone else listen to FKJ? FKJ? French Kiwi Juice? Oh, he just released a new album. So good. Yeah. I think you probably know. Like he does. I think he works on that. Wait, is he on that one song that's like, ta-da? Yeah, it's so much good music. He just actually released a new album, so I have some of his songs on the playlist. I'm excited.
His girlfriend, she does all like meditation music, and it's all about like oneness. And her thing is like 3 parentheses and then an O, so it's like.
Oh yeah. That's like they do the vibing out song together.
Her, and she has like really good meditation music.
Cool.
Yeah.
I will. Okay, so we got a few requests. Hamstrings, lengthening the spine. You two ladies want anything? Hips. Hip flexors. Okay, so we'll get all the way around the hips, hamstrings, spine lengthening. I want you to see if you can hear the sound of the bull. Okay, let's drop in that way. Okay, that means class really started. So, per usual, I'm going to start with story time. As most of you know, I used to be a molecular biologist, and I hated my job. And it's really interesting because when you hate your job, as some of you might know, you may or may not know, or at some point in your life, you might have known, it kind of really doesn't matter if you go to your job in a bad mood. Because, like, somehow those things align, right? Like, when I was working in a job I didn't like, I could go to my job hung over as shit. Because I'm like, I don't really like this job anyway, so I'm just going to, like, add to the, like, dislikeness. Or I could just show up to my job in a bad mood about something else. Because, like, that was, like, of the same vibration of me not liking my job and me being in a bad mental state. Bad, negative, challenging, whatever you want to call it. And then when I started teaching yoga full time, and since I opened up ReUnify, whenever I'm in a heavy mental place or negative mental place, those two things don't align. They just don't. This is my passion. This is what I love to do. And so now that I've set up my life, designed my external experience so that if I show up to my external experience in a negative place, I feel misalignment. This is a very important part of the spiritual path, this experience of misalignment, right? It's not like you choose what you want to do for a living, you follow your passions, and then it's all good from there, right? You're enlightened and you're done. No. Now again, you face the same issues, the same problems, but you're in a different external circumstance so that you get to have that experience of misalignment and then make a choice. Right? And the first few times, you probably are going to mess up the choice, right? 5th, 6th, 10th, 20th time, you're like, okay, I'm seeing the misalignment. How can I bring my attitude and my external environment in alignment? This is why I made the choices I did for this job, this set of friends, this place where I'm living, so that I can keep leveling up and bringing myself to this place that I know I can be because I've been here before. Okay? That's today's intention, realizing the life you've created for yourself and that it's part of the human experience to kind of slip and fall into misalignment, and that you can always bring yourself back because your external world is a reminder of that, a reminder of your potential. You with me? Okay. Breath work first. What we'll do is 2 rounds of Bastrika with arms to lengthen the spine. So you'll take a deep inhale, fill up the belly, and the arms will go up high, fingers spread wide. And as you exhale, your fists will come down to your hips like this. So real time, it looks and sounds like this. See how intense and intentional my arms and my breath are? That's how you want. That's how you want it for both rounds. And it's normal to get breath high. That's what we want to do. Leveling up. Then we'll do an inhale retention. Close your eyes. Bring your shoulders above your hips and lengthen your spine. Soften your face. Soften your neck and shoulders. And relax your belly. When we experience misalignment and then we judge or punish ourselves, we further support that misalignment. There's no part of the true self that judges or punishes. This practice is about witnessing the misalignments in your life, whether they're in friendships, relationships, behavior patterns, mental states. And that's it. Bringing loving awareness to them. Like, oh yeah, I see that there. And I know I'll shed the skin when I'm ready. Awareness being the first step. Take a deep inhale through the nose. And an open mouth exhale. Seal your lips. Bhastrika with arms. Begin. Every inhale, arms up high, fingers spread wide. Every exhale, fists down to the hips. As you inhale, your low belly expands. As you exhale, your low belly contracts. If you're newer to this style of breathing, just going slow. And if you're more advanced, going fast. Last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Complete exhale. Empty out, 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 out. Relax your fists. Hold empty. Notice what you feel. All the little tingles and everything in between. And then take a deep inhale, fill up. Belly first. Then the rib cage expands. Then the chest lifts. And then hold to the top for just a moment. As you hold, feel your heart space expand. Slow, controlled exhale through both nostrils, all the way to the bottom. Once you complete that exhale, second round of Bhastrika with arms. You got this. Begin. If it feels like a lot for you, just go slow and focus on the movement of your belly. Good, guys. Every inhale, arms go up high. Feel the spine lengthen. Every exhale, fists smack down to the hips. Belly button pulls up and in. Last 10. Three, 2, complete exhale. Empty out, 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 out. Hold empty. Relax the fists. Bring your awareness to your pelvic floor. Preparing for our full inhale retention. Inhale, fill up. Low belly expands. Rib cage expands in all 4 directions. Chest fills with breath. And then hold at the top. Tuck your chin into your chest. This is called your Jalandhar Bandha. Shift the volume of your breath from your chest down to your waistline. Let the breath sink like an anchor. And then if you want to try out Mula Bandha, squeeze your pelvic floor muscles in towards each other, just like a Kegel, and then up and in. We're just holding here for 30 seconds. Last 10. I know it's hard to hold after that movement. You're doing great. Relax the pelvic floor. Release the chin from the chest. Control your exhale through both nostrils. Now lengthen your spine and appreciate the depth of your natural breath. Just the same way, after holding our breath, we can appreciate the flow of breath. After experiencing misalignment, we can appreciate what alignment feels like. It helps us to kind of sharpen our compass. Those of you tuning into the live stream, you could reach over and start the first song in the playlist now. Blink your eyes open. Extend both legs out in front of you. Flex your feet. Inhale, reach both arms high. Exhale, Paschimottanasana, bow forward over your legs. Grab hold of what you can, whether it be shins, ankles, or feet, and then bend the elbows back. Inhale, pull the chest through. Exhale, fold deeper. Look at your feet. It's really common for Westerners to have the inner arches of their feet closer in towards the hip socket. So if that's the case for you, press your inner arches away. Yeah, you can always bend the knees if that feels better in your body. Find rhythm to the breath. Imagine that you had individual control over each and every one of your 10 toes, flexing one back at a time, fanning them out, feeling the way that adjusts the musculature at the backs of your legs. On an inhale, slowly roll up. Bend your right knee. Step your right foot over your left leg. Plant your right palm behind you. Inhale your left arm high. And then exhale, link that elbow to the outside of the thigh. Look over your back shoulder. Flex your left foot. Squeeze your inner thighs. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to look over the back shoulder, deepen the twist. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to deepen the twist. One more time in this direction. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale to deepen the twist. Inhale, come up through center. Reach both arms high. Exhale, plant your left palm behind you. Listen closely. Rotate to the pinky edge side of your left foot. And then lift the hips up, supported side plank. Reach your right arm up and overhead. Yes. And turn your right toes to point towards the street. So if you're at home, in the same direction your chest is pointing. Right arm alongside the right ear. Breathe through your right side body. Lift your hips up. Feel the right outer hip open. Flex the left foot. Good. Another inhale here. Exhale, bring the bum down. Come back to center. Good. You can bring your hand down, switch the legs out, extend your right leg, bend your left knee, step it over the right leg, plant your left palm behind you, inhale, right arm high, exhale, link it to the outside of the thigh and look over the back shoulder. So just because we're seated doesn't mean our lower body's relaxed. Press through the left foot, flex the right foot. Inhale, root through the sit bones, reach the crown high, exhale to deepen the twist. Now 2 more rounds of breath on your own, deepening at the bottom of every exhale. Good. Inhale up through center. Exhale, supported side plank. Right palm behind you, rotate to the pinky edge side of your right foot, left arm alongside your left ear. Turn those left toes to point in the same direction your chest is facing, and then lengthen the side body. Lift the hips up. Reach your left arm as straight as you can. Engage the low belly. Take another deep inhale. Press with the pinky edge side of the right foot. Exhale, bring the bum back down. You can bring both hands down to the ground, uncross the legs, scoop the backs of the knees up, boat pose, Vasana. Point or flex your toes, roll the shoulder blades down and back. If you're newer to practice, you can keep your hands to the backs of the knees. Otherwise, reach your arms forward. And if you're like, easy peasy, I want more, you can extend your legs. If that still feels like very little for your belly, you can reach the arms alongside the ears. Just make sure the spine stays long. Breathe. Focused gaze. Take another inhale, chest lifts. Exhale, cross at the ankles, roll over the shins, step back to a high plank. Spread your fingers wide. Press down into your fingertips, squeeze your glutes. Lengthen both sides of your neck. Feel the strength of your body here. Inhale, your right leg hovers. Exhale, right knee to your nose, tiger pose. Round through the back body, tuck the chin. Your weight should be in your fingertips, not the heels of the palms. If your weight's in the heels of the palms, shift the shoulders further forward. Breathe into the back body. Inhale to look forward. Exhale to step forward. Drop your left knee down. Shift your hips back, Ardha Hanumanasana. Right leg extends. Curl the right toes back towards your face. Inhale, lift the chest up. Exhale, bow forward over your right leg. Look, I know there could be all different body types practicing today. So if this is already a lot, stay here. You can even bring books underneath your hands. If you feel like you can do way more than this, I want you to try to balance. Grab the pinky edge side of your right foot with your right hand, the big toe edge side of your right foot with your left hand, and then bend the elbows down towards the ground. Know that that's a very intense posture, so please do what's best for you and your body. Keep the breath flowing. As you cultivate awareness of your body, awareness of your breath, usually your body and your breath give you those signals of whether you're in alignment or misalignment. Instead of turning the mind down to try to make those types of decisions here, I just want you to practice that state of awareness. Noticing every sensation as it comes and goes. If you have your hands wrapped around the foot, I want you to drop them down to the ground. Inhale, lift your chest up. Exhale, shift forward into a pyramid pose. So first, low lunge, tuck the left toes, lift the left knee, and then back foot at a 45-degree angle. Straighten your front leg. Inhale, lift the chest up. Exhale, pyramid pose. Bow forward over your right leg. So those of us who are tighter in the hamstrings, this is perfect. Those of us who are more open, maybe you lift the ball of the right foot off the ground as you fold. Connect to the way your breath is moving through your body. Just like keep it simple. Inhale, lift your chest up. Exhale, take a slight bend to the right knee. Inhale, step your left foot forward. Halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, rise up to standing Urdhva Hastasana, full body extension. Press through the center of the heels. Fan the toes out. Squeeze your inner thighs. Lengthen your side bodies. Extend through the fingertips. Option to press your palms into each other to create a little more action and stability at the shoulder joint. Feel into how much length, space, and openness you can create. We all know what that looks like in our lives, right? To create length, space, and openness. Our internal experience is a reflection of our external experience and vice versa. So create what you want for your life and your body. And it'll kind of create this feedback loop. Deep inhale. Exhale, Anuvatasana. Squeeze your glutes, bend your elbows back, spread your fingers wide, and open up the chest. Reach the elbows apart. Feel the shoulder blades roll down and back, kind of like creating a hammock or a support for the heart space to lift higher. And all those little reservations you have about yourself, your life, your path, with a wide open heart, allow them to just kind of float off. Know that they might come back. But open up to the idea of letting go, even if it's for a moment. Inhale, re-extend your arms, neutral spine. Exhale, fold forward, prayer palms through the midline. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, plant your palms, step back to a high plank. Fingers spread wide. Feel the strength in your hands. Hasta Bandha, hand lock. So pressing all the knuckles down and then gripping them out with your fingertips. Inhale, your left leg hovers. Good. Feel your left glute squeeze. Shoulders away from the ears. On an exhale, knee to nose, tiger pose. Round through the back body. Shift the shoulders forward. High onto the ball of the right foot. Feel the core engaged and the back body open. Breathe. Yeah, notice how these two opposite sensations are happening at once. The front body contracting and the back body opening. Usually we're just focused on one, right? There's usually two sides to the coin. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step forward. Drop the back knee down, Ardha Hanumanasana. Extend your left leg as you shift the hips back. Inhale, lengthen your spine, pull your left hip back. Exhale, bow forward the left leg. This is already a lot for you. Go to stay here or maybe even bring support underneath your hands. If you want, you can grab the inner and outer arch of the left foot and then bend the elbows down towards the ground. If you're doing that, please make sure the left kneecap is lifting. Left quadricep, the front of the left thigh engaged. Steady your breath and dive into the experience. Not deciding what should be different about it, like, oh, I wish I had more open hamstrings or this or that. Just like diving into the experience for what it is. Knowing that that's the practice. Yes. If your hands are wrapped around the left foot, release them down. Inhale, lift your chest up. Exhale, move through a low lunge to a pyramid stance. Shift your weight forward, lift your right knee, and then step your right foot up so the right heel is rooted. Straighten the front leg. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, bow forward over your left leg. If you want a little something more, you can lift the ball of the left foot off the ground. Keep encouraging your right hip down and forward, your left hip up and back. What kinds of thoughts are moving through your headspace? If there's a thought that moves through your headspace that creates some sort of anxiety, a pang in your heart, or a dropping in the belly, these are signs of misalignment. This is your higher self saying like, hey, this isn't our vibe. And remembering that you don't have to identify with thought. You can say, yep, there's that thought and I know it's not right for me. Set it aside. Inhale to lift the chest up. Exhale, slight bend to the left knee. Inhale, step the right foot up to meet the left. Halfway lift, lengthen your spine. Engage the low belly, reach the crown forward. Exhale, bow forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, rise up to standing, Urdhva Hastasana, full body extension. Good. Press through the center of the heels, fan the toes out, and this time interlace all 10 fingers. Release the index fingers, cross the thumbs. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, take it up and over to the right. Press your hips to the left. Breathe up and down the left side body. Squeeze the heels of the palms together. If you can bring your biceps in a plane behind the ears, do it. Inhale up through center, lengthen even more. Press through the heels, reach the index fingers high. Exhale, take it up and over the left. Press your hips to the right. Expand your breath into the outer edges of your rib cage. Feel the connective tissue that wraps around the rib cage, developing new patterns of expansion. Inhale up through center. Exhale, Anuvatasana. Squeeze your glutes, bend the elbows out, deeper back bend this time. Inhale, re-extend your arms, neutral spine. Exhale, fold forward, prayer palms through the midline. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, plant your palms, step back to a high plank. Inhale in your high plank, puff up through the back of your heart space. Exhale, downward facing dog, hips up and back. So for me, like, the ocean is home. I know exactly what kind of mental state I'm in once I take a visit to the ocean, because like I just know that that's my happy place. So if I go to the ocean and my heart space is off, I'm like, wow, we're really off today, yo. Down dog is kind of like a home for yogis. You might have done down dog 100, 1,000 times in your life. I guess it depends how long you've been doing yoga. And it's a great place to just check in. Know that you don't need to come to yoga in some kind of mood. You don't have to have a clear mind. It's about bringing a state of awareness into your life, no matter the circumstances. Inhale your right leg high. Exhale your right knee to your right armpit. Stack your shoulders above your wrists. Press through the fingertips. Squeeze your right knee up and in. So you're not just holding it to your tricep. Think ascending energy with the knee. Take an inhale here. Exhale, step your right foot to the outside of the right hand. I prefer active runner's lunge, but those of you at home, I can't see you, so do you. So keep the back knee lifted and then come down to the forearms if you need more depth. We're here for 5 rounds of breath. Press through the ball of the left foot. Squeeze your left booty cheek. Press through the right heel and encourage the right hip back. If you're on your forearms, come up to your palms. If you consider yourself someone with tight hips, drop your back shin. Root through your left palm, inhale your right arm high, open up to a twist. On an exhale, drop to the pinky edge sides of both feet. If your back shin is down, you're going to drop to the outer edge of the shin. Now, if you feel like you can do if you can move into a deeper stretch in the hips, then lift the back shin. Exactly. Right arm reaches back so that it's parallel to the ground. Press your left palm down and forward. Now on an inhale, lift your hips up and reach the right arm up and overhead. On an exhale, sink your hips low and then reach the right arm back. Inhale, lift the hips up, right arm up and overhead. Exhale, hips low, right arm back. And then one more time like that. Inhale, hips lift, right arm up and overhead. Exhale, hips low, right arm back. Inhale, back to the twist. Tuck the back toes, right arm high. Exhale, right hand down to the inside of the right foot. Inhale, your right leg up and back, three-legged dog. Exhale, step the right foot through to a low lunge. So the feet between the hands. Good. Inhale, rise up, high lunge, Anjaneyasana. Keep the back heel lifted. Tuck the back toes and lift the back heel. Yeah, and then encourage your hip forward. Squeeze your inner thighs. Pull the right hip back, the left hip forward. Steeple mudra grip. Interlace all 10. Release the index fingers. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to take it over to the right. Draw the low belly in. Breathe through the openness of the left hip flexor, left side body. You got this. All right, we're going to have some fun with it now. Inhale, come up, because we weren't already having fun. Come up to center, keep the arms as they are. Exhale, launch off the right foot, lift your left heel up. Now you have quite a few options here. If this is exhausting for you, you ran stairs this morning or something, you can bring your prayer palms to your heart center. If you want a deeper hamstring stretch, you can angle your torso forward and lift the left heel up. Do not bring the hands down to the ground. I want this to be a balancing posture. You know, unless you fall out, then just come right back to it. Breathe. You got it. Got Troy Boy's beats, kind of like motivating us to hold, right? Draw the core in. Take another inhale. Exhale, bring the hands down to the mat. Step your left foot up next to your right. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen your spine. Exhale, tuck round and curl. Lift your heels, bend your knees to full flexion, and root the palms down. Now tuck the chin and breathe into your upper back. You actually want your hands flat, pressing down to create space between the shoulder blades. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, point your knees directly forward, so your patellas, your kneecaps towards me. Bring one hand to heart center. Bring the other hand to heart center. Interlace all 10 fingers and turn the palms to face up. Now use the press of the palms to lengthen the side bodies in the spine, and then pull the belly button in and see if you can lift your hips an inch. Good. Breathe. Squeeze your inner thighs. Keep breathing. Take an inhale. Exhale, root the heels down, swan dive forward into Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, plant your palms, step back to a high plank, Phalakasana. Inhale in your high plank, puff up through the back of the heart space. Exhale, downward facing dog, hips up and back. Steady the breath here. Doing that check-in thing you do. Checking in with the headspace, what kind of thoughts are moving through. Checking in with the heart space, what kinds of emotions are moving through. Inhale your left leg high. Exhale your left knee into your left armpit. Shoulders above wrist, press into the fingertips, squeeze the knee up and in, feel the left side body engage. You're high on the ball of the right foot, and the breath is flowing. Good, deep inhale. Exhale, step your left foot to the outside of the left hand. Keep the right knee lifted, come down to your forearms if you'd like. I want you to create a pretty intense pressure through your foundation. So press into the ball of the right foot and squeeze your right butt cheek as hard as you can. Press into your left heel and encourage the left hip back. And now breathe into all this sensation happening in the lower body. Sometimes I'm amused with the way my mind likes to attached to certain circumstances, certain happenings of life, and push other circumstances away. When real yogic philosophy says that everything lands along your path for a reason. So to dislike or push something away is kind of like blasphemy. It's like saying, you know what? No thanks, divine. No thanks. Didn't want that lesson. Can you be open to it all? Be open to the lessons, the experiences, the learnings. If you're on your forearms, come up to the palms. If you have tighter hips and you want to drop the back knee, you can. Root through the right palm. Inhale your left arm high, opening up to the twist. Good. Exhale, drop to the pinky edge sides of both feet, maybe outer edge of that back shin. Good. And then just hold here for a moment. Press your right palm down and forward so you get out of that wrist. Yeah, you can always wiggle the right hand a few inches further forward. I do that too. Reach your left arm back so it's parallel to the ground. And then on an inhale, lift your hips up. Bring the left arm alongside the left ear. Exhale, lower the hips down. Reach the left arm back. Yeah, pulsing like that. 2 more times. Inhale, lift the hips. Left arm up and overhead. Exhale, hips lower. Reach the left arm back. Inhale, hips lift. Left arm up and overhead. Exhale, hips lower. Left arm back. Inhale, back to the twist. Tuck the back toes. Reach your left arm high. Exhale, left hand to the inside of the left foot. Inhale, left leg up and back. 3-legged dog. Exhale, step the left foot through to a low lunge. Front knee is stacked over front ankle. Inhale, rise up. Anjaneyasana, crescent lunge. Lift your back heel. Pull your left hip back. Feel the inner thighs turn on and support the midline of the posture. And then awkward interlace the fingers, point the index fingers up, cross the thumbs. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, take it over to the left. Now trace that open line of energy from the front of the right hip up the right side body. When we begin to perceive open spaces and opportunities in our body, we'll perceive open spaces and opportunities in our life. So just start here. Good. Good focus, everybody. Now for the fun part after being on this foot for 5 minutes. Inhale, come up through center. Exhale, launch off the front foot and shift it forward into that T shape first. Squeeze your biceps behind the ears. If this is too much, prayer palms to heart. If you want a deeper hamstring stretch, begin to tilt forward, kind of like a seesaw. The upper body leans forward as the right leg lifts higher. But keep dialing the right hip down so the right pinky toe is pointing down. If you fall out, just kind of give it a smile. Come back to it. Doesn't need to be such a big deal, right? Doing great, guys. Give it another inhale. Exhale, hands down to the mat. Step your right foot up next to your left. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, tuck around and curl. Lift your heels, bend your knees, and then look up at me. We're going to go into a different variation. Take your knees wide. Send your hips back. Reach your arms between the knees and bow the head forward. If your knee joints feel unstable in any way, squeeze them up in towards the armpits. So just as far as you're sending your hips back, you're reaching your arms forward, and then breathe into the back of your rib cage. Inhale, look up. Exhale, land your knees down on the mat and untuck your toes. Sit back on your heels. So you're in child's pose in the lower body. Toes touch, knees wide. Inhale, reach both arms high. Exhale, plant your palms behind you. Fingertips point away from you. I usually tent up my fingers. Press through the shins and the fingertips. Inhale, lift your hips and roll the shoulder blades down and back. Squeeze your glutes so the quadriceps, the hip flexors, and the heart space are all wide open. Take another inhale here. Exhale, bring the hips down. Inhale, reach the arms high. Exhale, open arm twist to the right. Plant your right palm behind you And then inhale, lift your hips, reach your left arm up and overhead so the thumb's pointing to the ground behind you. And then look along the trajectory of your arm. Press through both shins, squeeze your glutes, lift the heart up. Take an exhale, bring the hips back down. Inhale, reach both arms high. Exhale, twist in the other direction. Good. Reach the arms in opposites. Feel that twist at the mid-spine. Plant your left fingertips behind you. On an inhale, lift your hips up and reach the right arm up and overhead. Point the right thumb to the ground behind you. Roll the right shoulder blade down and back and look along the trajectory of the right arm. Good. Another deep inhale. Exhale, bring the hips back down. And then we're going to flow through that. Inhale, both arms high. Exhale, plant both hands behind you, fingertips point away from you. Inhale, lift your hips up, squeeze your glutes. Exhale, lower your hips down. Inhale, both arms high. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale, right palm plants behind you, lift the hips, left arm high. Exhale, hips back down, left hand down. Inhale, reach both arms high. Exhale, twist to the left. Plant your left palm behind you. Inhale, hips lift up, right arm up and back. Exhale, hips back down, right hand down. Good. Tuck your toes under. Again, lift your knees and round through your back body. Bring the knees together this again. Squeeze your inner thighs. Bring one hand to heart center. Bring the other hand to heart center. And then inhale, reach the arms high. Exhale, open arm, twist to the right. Pull your right hip back. Lift the pelvic floor to lift the hips an inch. You're doing great. Steady the breath. Inhale up through center. Exhale, open arm, twist to the left. Pull the right hip back. Yes, guys. Good. Focus. Inhale up through center, both arms high. Exhale, heels root down, bow forward. Uttanasana. Heel toe your feet out to hip width distant apart. Inhale, halfway lift, fingertips up the shins, lengthen. Exhale, sweep your arms back, airplane arms. Interlace all 10 fingers, draw your knuckles back and your crown forward. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, bend the knees as much as you'd like, bow forward, knuckles up and overhead. Release the top center of the head down. Imagine that your breath could fill the space between each vertebra. Take an inhale, halfway lift in the chest, both legs straight, knuckles back. Exhale, bend your right knee and dip your right shoulder towards your right knee. Feeling the stretch in the left IT band. Try to keep your hands lifted from your low back. I know it gets a little tiring in the shoulders. Let yourself build that heat. Inhale, come back up through center, halfway lift. You can switch the grip of the fingers if you'd like. Exhale, bend your left knee and drop your left shoulder towards your left knee, straightening the right leg. You can always relax the head and neck down. Sometimes that gives me a stretch in the neck too. Breathe here. You're doing great. Inhale, halfway lift, knuckles back, crown forward. Exhale, release the arms down for a moment just to give the shoulders a little break. If you're not all the way at the back of your mat, I suggest you scoot it back because you're going to want the space. Inhale, halfway lift to lengthen. Exhale to fold, really release the weight of your arms. Inhale, rise up to standing, one-legged Tadasana. Arms high, right knee bends up to hips height. Flex your right foot. And again, interlace your fingers at your low back. I gave you the little breather. Inhale, lift the chest up. Exhale, step your right foot about a foot to 2 feet in front of you. Shift your weight into your right foot and then lift the left leg up behind you. Dial your left hip down. Option to take the T shape. Option to fold your chest forward in a bound standing splits. Know that that's pretty intense, so just do what feels best for you today. Breathe. You're doing good. Go to your edge. Inhale, one-legged Tadasana. Reach the arms high. Pull the left knee through. Exhale, step your left foot about 4 feet in front of your right foot, all the way to the top of the mat. And then turn your right toes to point to the top right corner of your mat. Reach the arms high. Exhale, open arm twist to the left. That way. Good. Bring your left hand to your low back and reach the right arm high. Squeeze your inner thighs. Feel a lift in the chest. Deep inhale. Exhale, revolve triangle. Bring the right hand down to either the inside of the left foot or the outside of the left foot. That depends on your flexibility. And then inhale your left arm high. Encourage the right hip down and forward. Straighten your legs to the best of your ability. And if you need to, you can always bring a prop underneath the right hand. If you don't have props, you can bring a water bottle or something. But you guys all look good. Shoulders away from the ears. Look up towards the left hand if it doesn't bother your neck. If it does, look down at the ground. Deep inhale here. Exhale, left palm down, bend the left knee. Inhale, rise up, warrior one. If you need to, you can widen your stance. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, wrap your right arm underneath your left. Either give yourself a big bear hug or take eagle arms. Inhale, elbows up and away. Press into the back heel. Exhale, bow forward. Left shoulder to the inside of the left knee. Keep encouraging your right hip down and forward and breathe into your upper back. Inhale, halfway lift with the elbows. Exhale, unravel the arms, reaching back. Press down through the left foot. Inhale, rise up, one-legged Tadasana. Bend your right knee up to hips height. Exhale, standing figure four. Right ankle to left thigh. Bring your prayer palms to your heart. If you are tired and you've had enough, you can bring your hands down to the ground or down to blocks. If you want a little something more, interlace all 10 fingers. Steeple mudra grip. We're pros at this one now, right? On an inhale, lift the chest lightly. Exhale, bow the chest forward, pulsing in the hips. Inhale to lift the chest. Exhale, bow the chest forward, pulsing in the hips. And then one last time, try to keep the biceps behind the ears. Everybody rise up, one-legged Tadasana. Arms high, release the bind of the hands if you have one. Exhale, right foot down, fold all the way forward. Pray your palms to your midline. That was a cutesy little catwalk, huh? Inhale, lift the chest up. Exhale, step your feet back to a high plank. Inhale in your high plank. Exhale, downward facing dog, hips up and back. Just take a few reset breaths here. On an exhale, walk your hands all the way back towards your feet. Root down through your left palm. Inhale your right arm high. Bend your left knee, straighten the right leg. Option to stay right here. Option to wrap your right forearm to your low back. Option to reach the left arm between the legs and bind your hands to the outside of your left hip. Like this. Yes, exactly. And then roll that right shoulder blade down and back. Look over the right shoulder. If that doesn't feel good for your neck, look down at the ground. On an inhale, release your binds, arms extend. Exhale, both hands down, both knees bend. Root the right palm down. Inhale, your left arm high, left leg straightens. Option to stay here, just open arm twist. Option to wrap your left forearm to your low back. Option for full bind, right arm between the legs and clasp. Look over your left shoulder. Deepen the breath. So good. Release your binds. Inhale, arms extend. Exhale, left hand down, both knees bend. Inhale, halfway lift to lengthen and neutralize the spine. Exhale, deepest fold yet. You got really open hammies already, huh? Inhale, reach the arms high, one-legged Tadasana. Left knee bends up to hips height. Exhale, awkward interlace of your fingers at your low back. Take an inhale, feel a lift in the chest. Exhale, step your left foot, 1.5 foot in front of you. Feel the weight shift, and then lift your right heel up. Option to take that T shape in the body, drawing the knuckles back, engage in the low belly. Option to seesaw, chest forward, right heel lifts higher. Keep the chin slightly tucked so the back of the neck is long and the breath is flowing. Sometimes life really does make us feel like we're standing on one leg, on one toe. And that can feel a little unnerving. It can make us feel fearful. But know that it's all temporary. It always comes and goes. And the best thing you can do is sit with it. Be patient. Good. Inhale, rise up. One-legged Tadasana. Arms high. Right knee bends up to hips height. Exhale, step your right foot about, 3 to 4 feet in front of your left. Turn the left toes to the top left corner of your mat. Take an inhale. And exhale, open arm twist to the right. Yeah, bring your right hand to your low back and your left arm high. Squeeze your inner thighs. Squeeze them. Feel the lift in the chest. Take an inhale. Exhale, revolve triangle. Bring your left hand down to the inside of the right foot or outside of the right foot for a deeper stretch. And then inhale your right arm high for the twist. Notice if you're straining in your breath and soften your nostrils and pull from the top of your nose. In softening your nostrils, the face will kind of soften too. Good. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, right hand down, right knee bends. Set up for your warrior one stance. Inhale, arms high, Virabhadrasana 1. Good. This time, exhale, left arm wraps underneath right. Inhale, elbows up. Exhale, bow forward. Encourage your left hip down and forward. Relax your head and neck. And breathe into your upper back. Inhale, halfway lift, squeeze the elbows in. Exhale, unravel the arms, reach them back. Press down through the right heel. Inhale, one-legged Tadasana. Pull the left knee through, press through the right heel. Exhale, standing figure 4, left ankle to right thigh. You can bring your prayer palms to heart. You can bring your hands down to the ground if you want to chill out. If you want to do that intense variation, again, steeple mudra grip. Reach through the index fingers. Inhale, lean the head back. Exhale, use the core to bow it forward. And then 2 more pulses for the hips. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. Inhale, one-legged Tadasana. Rise up if you're folded forward. Exhale, left foot down, fold all the way forward. Ooh, inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, tuck round and curl. Lift your heels, bend your knees to full flexion. And breathe into the back of the heart space. I like to think of the back of the heart space as the dark side of the moon. Like where you hold these things about yourself where you've decided you don't like. And I would say the most important part of our journey is like learning to love those things. Because in learning to love those things about yourself, you begin to see that silver lining in all the negative circumstances outside of yourself you can't control. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, land the bum back. Nice. Feet rooted. Turn your palms face up. And then slowly roll down to your back. Bring the bottoms of the feet together and the knees wide. Supta Baddha Konasana. Reach your arms up and overhead. And grab opposite forearms or opposite elbows. Now reach your elbows away from your armpits to lengthen the side bodies. And then wiggle your shoulder blades up and over to the right. Yep, up and over to the right so that your left side body's nice and open. And then allow your body to settle down in the ground. Inhale, fill up the left side. Exhale, settle your back body down into the earth. Inhale, wiggle your shoulder blades through center. And then take them up and over to the other side. So the right side body's open. Once you set up the shape, relax the body. Wiggle your shoulder blades back through center. Inhale, extend the arms up and overhead. Lengthen, and then exhale, bring your hands to the outer edges of the thighs and draw the knees to close. Now heel toe your feet to the wide edges of the mat. Pigeon toe your big toes and drop the knees in. Then you can just rest your hands in your hip creases, but something that feels really good for me is I'll take my hands and use them to squeeze the inner thighs together and then press the meat of the thighs away from the hip sockets as you press your low back down. And what that'll do is release the low back and create space in the low back. If that feels good for you, you can do it. Breathe all the way down into the low belly. Good. If you have pressure on the thighs, you can release that pressure. Separate the knees. Pull your knees up into your armpits. Flip the bottoms of the feet up towards the sky, the ceiling, whatever you got going on. Grab the inner edges of your ankles or outer edges of your feet, and then pull the knees down to either side of your body. Now, we have done lots of hamstring openings, so if it feels better to straighten one leg or the other or even both legs, you can. If you want to sway side to side, you can do that too. Bring your knees into your chest. We're going to do this 3 times. Inhale to a full body stretch. Lengthen the legs. Reach the arms up and overhead. Reach as much space as you can take up. And then exhale, contract into a tight, tiny little ball. Really squeeze it all in. Inhale to expand, reach, stretch. You can even starfish out if you want. And then exhale, draw it in, contract. And then one more time. Inhale, expand, reach, stretch. Exhale, draw it in, contract, and hold here. Take a deep inhale, fill the lungs from bottom to top. Hold to the top and squeeze. Squeeze your toes, your inner thighs, your arms, your face. Squeeze everything like you're trying to check if every little muscle works in the body. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Here you are. And then exhale, release to Shavasana. Legs long. Intentionally roll your shoulder blades down and back so your heart space feels open. What does it mean to be in alignment? When certain relationships, jobs, circumstances are in alignment, our body tends to light up. Sometimes we experience moments of spontaneous joy, or even serendipity or synchronicity. And sometimes you get so excited about it, you can almost cry. You know what truth feels like. You know what alignment feels like. And part of your purpose is to continuously find your way back to that. Celebrating every step along the way. Begin to deepen your breath. See if you can take a little moment of gratitude for all of the moments of alignment and misalignment along the way. Seeing them all as teachers, all as divine expressions, perfectly in service to the process of your self-realization. Bring some movements back to your body. Wiggle your toes, your fingers, your ankles, your wrists. And then inhale to a big good morning stretch. Lengthen the legs, lengthen the arms. And then exhale, bring the knees into your chest. Roll to your right side in a fetal position. Just take a few moments here bathing in the aftermath of your practice. And then go ahead and press up into a seat. Bring your hands together in prayer. And let's complete our practice together with an Om. Take a deep inhale to Om. Namaste.